Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Chair Yoga with Olivia. I'm Olivia. This is my church home, North Presbyterian Church in Williamsville, New York, and I'm delighted you chose to come to class today. I'm delighted you took time to take for a little self-care. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you've been here before, of course, welcome back. So self-care today means a little breath work. We're going to take some intentional movement and some great stretches. So before we get started, run to your linen closet and grab a hand towel, or to your kitchen and grab a kitchen towel. Now, it doesn't have to be a big fluffy one like this. It can be one that you've had around for a long time, but just about this size. I don't know, it's at 24 inches long. Okay? So grab your towel, take your shoes off, grab yourself some water, a chair without any arms, and I'll meet you back there. All right, I think that's good. Okay. Thank you. All right, so come out to the edge of your seat, if you will, please. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Get rid of it all. One more time. Notice how the shoulders come up. Everything expands. Create that space. That's a way of saying, I'm letting go of everything that has to happen later today, or everything that I did before I got to this point, and I have carved out this time just for myself. Right? So, a little roll of the shoulders back. Let your eyes drift closed if you're comfortable with that. If that's difficult for you, then maybe just drop your gaze downward. That's okay too. But remove all those things that keep you from a sense of connectedness and a sense of peace and calm. Remember, the body thrives on movement. We're going to get there. And for right now, we need to take time, because the mind will thrive on some stillness, briefly, but ever so important. And then begin to deepen your breath and lengthen the exhalation. So deepen the inhale. And at the very bottom of that exhale, take a little squeeze in the rib cage. Get rid of that last little bit of breath. And at the top of that inhale, pull in a little more breath. And then can you draw that deep breath in to the back ribs there? Let's just try that for a breath. And then try to breathe into the right rib. So draw your focus there. And then we'll move to the left rib. So you really draw your attention there. And then into the heart space. Let the eyes just drift open if they've not already. And let's begin to move into the cervical vertebrae. So I've been working on some exercises. I have a son that's over 6 feet tall. And everybody in his life is short. And he works currently online, like many people, remotely, like many people do. So he's always coming into this motion, chin sticking forward. So I'm giving him some exercises to improve that. So you know how I often say tuck the chin? Well, today we're actually going to take the finger and draw the chin back. So just a little gentle pressure and then release it. Let's do it again. Pushing back. Certainly if you feel some pain in this, then ease up, ease up. Just maybe take it with the tuck of the chin, but it gives that great length in the back of the neck that changes as we do this. Because look at the range of motion in my neck now. If I were to sit up tall, I'd be looking skyward. So we want to keep that neck stretched. Keep going. One more time. And back. All right, let's take the head over to the side and then pass through the center. So I'm not moving the shoulders at all. Tipping over. And back. Notice right away, do you have two different sides? You may. Again. So we're going to get some good stretches in right here while we're sitting, a little standing. And then we'll get to our yoga postures and we'll see, maybe, does it feel a little bit different? All right, so let's hold it over to the left side. Then I'm going to take my left fingers and just place them right there at the top of the head. And ever so slight, take a little pressure. Not a lot, just a little bit. Doesn't take much. It's almost like you just put your hand on there and feel a little extra work. And then if your chin has fallen forward, guide it up just a little bit so you can look at your device. All right, let's go the other way, same thing. So we're going to tip the head and just gentle pressure with the fingers there. And again, if it started to fall forward, gently guide it back. Nice. All right. And so let's take a little turn of the chin. And what I want you to do is notice, do you have two different sides? Nothing moving in the shoulders. So keep the core muscles engaged so you were just moving the head. One more time. All right, so coming over to the left, now I want you to take your left fingers and then aid in this twist a little bit more. So gently on the chin, pressing it back. Maybe open your eyes wide, look behind. And then we'll come the other way. All right, so turning the chin, not the shoulders. And then take those fingers and just a little gentle pressure. And back to the front. All right, so now we're going to lift the chin up. And what else is going to come up is my heart. Lifting up. And then just release, come back down. You can take the head up first and then lift the heart. And then release, nice and square to the front. Again, lift the chin and then lift the heart so the gaze will go up even more. One more time, then I'm going to add to this. Lift the chin, lift the heart. And release. Okay, grab your tap for the first time. And roll it up. So start at one, at the long edge, and roll it up to the other edge. Okay. And then we're going to place it behind the neck here. Right, arms out to the side here. And we're going to lift the chin, and then lift the heart again. Opening the chest, stretching the neck. And then release. Now, if this gives you pain, by all means, don't do it. It should feel like a good stretch, but if it gives you pain, then just skip it. And don't add the towel. You know, if you've ever painted a ceiling, and I have done it one time and hope not to have to do it again, I've actually put a towel around the back of my neck here and affixed it in the front so you can lean into this. So I am sort of leaning into this. I'm going to take one more piece with this. We're going to try. What I want you to do is just grab the edges, all right? And they're going to come behind you once again, like you're putting a cape on, like you're getting your hair done. And then slide this underneath the ears. So it's almost like you're going to lift the skull up a little bit from the vertebrae. So open that. I'd like to think of it that way. You're going to open up that space there, lifting up. So it's resting at the base of my skull. Certainly a lot of arm work there too, right? Okay, let's roll this up once again. All right, so if you have one shoulder that's a little weaker than the other, this is a great way to get that range of motion back here. So arms out in front, and we're simply going to lift the arms up. Now you may notice that one arm that's a little bit weaker may be falling off. You can even take it this way if that shoulder is really weak, but otherwise we lift up and lower back down. And you're going to take this range of motion that works for you. Lifting up, maybe lined up with the ears, maybe not quite there, right? Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. All right, one more time. Lift up. Now, we're going to take this little baby arc over, and you're going to use that left hand nice and strong in the arm, but draw that right elbow down. So I'm resisting this by lifting my elbow to the ceiling. Come right back up. Deep breath in. Drop your shoulders. Other side. Down on the left elbow. Up on the right elbow. And I'm going to bend my elbow there, but lift that elbow up. Lifting up. Deep breath. Let's take side to side once again. Go ahead and bend that arm. Lift the elbow as you draw this right hand down. One more time. And here we go. Ooh, I'm feeling that, huh? Nice. Lifting up and release back down. Ooh, let the shoulders relax for a minute there. A little roll around to the back. Okay, all right. And then I'm going to take the hands behind the back. I'm going to grab hold of the towel, palms facing away. Now you do need to be sitting on the back of the chair, but I want you to slide that back towards the chair. Now, maybe you need to lean forward here just a little bit, and then draw the shoulder blades together and let them slide down your back. Let that heart come forward. So you've got this little baby back bend, a little baby cobra I would call if we were on the mat. Breathing deep. All right, left hand over to the right hip, wrap it around, and we twist. Draw that left shoulder back. All right, come back to the front. Same thing on the other side. Right wrist or knuckles over to the left hip. We're just going to bring that in or across, whatever feels good. But watch my right shoulder. It's going to roll back as well, and I get this really nice twist in there. All right, come on back to the front. Let that rest on the back. We're going to take the feet wide here, come into a little cat and cow. So slide the hands back, lift the heart. Exhale, slide towards the kneecaps and round the spine. Roll back to that fleshy part of your seat. And again, hands back on the thigh muscles, lift the heart, elbows back. Exhale, scoop and round. Again, slide back, inhale, lift. Exhale, round. One more time. And exhale, round. And now let's work around. So getting the juices flowing into the hips there. I'm thinking this is getting to be one of my favorite exercises. To loosen up. We switch, unwind. There we go. And you remember, anytime you feel pain in anything, just stop. There'll be other exercises you can do, I'm sure. So maybe that's one that isn't going to work for you today. And by all means, we never want to work through pain. All right? Okay. All right. So coming back up, walk your feet back in. Excuse me. I'm going to take my right hand up. And then just because maybe this arm is weak and you have a hard time holding it there, I'm just going to support it with my hands, with my fingertips underneath. And I'm going to reach it out, send it around, opening wide, and then come right back in. Again, let it reach out, around, and back. Again, send it out and back. Now this may be a range of motion that doesn't work for you. So work where you are comfortable, find what feels good. Maybe just a forward and a backward motion feels better without this round the world motion. We are going to do this standing today, if I remember. And again, let's take the other side, same thing. So I like this little right here, just to support. Elbow stays up, everything in line with the shoulder here, and it goes off to the diagonal and around. And again, off to the diagonal and around. Keep going. Reach and around and reach. Lovely. I wish I had you all on my screen when I do a Zoom class, but I'll take this knowing that there are folks out there enjoying this today. One more time. All right. Grab your towel. We're going to move into the knees now. We've worked all the way down. So the knees and the feet are left. And using that towel, take it underneath the kneecap, the knee, back at the knee, and then just swing. Yeah. So what am I using? First of all, my biceps and my shoulders here to hold this leg up, right? And just letting it swing. Okay, now I want you to be sure that it's in the crease of the knee there, and lifting it up, squeeze in, and then grab hold, and then lift that knee up. Now what this towel does is it opens up that knee space there a little bit, so you may find this easier to actually bring that heel in towards your seat than if you don't have it in. You want to double it up, you can't quite get there, that's good too. All right, grab wherever you're comfortable, but squeezing that heel in. All right, let's extend the leg out and bring it right back in. And again. 2 more, out and in. So a little range of motion around that knee. Bring it right back in, out to the side. Find the tip of the sit bones, and down she goes. Now what I want you to do is we're going to lift, out, in and around. Lift, out, in and around. Lift, out. I'm staying with the same knee and leg. You're thinking this is tough? Wait till we switch arms. And one more time. All right, let's go the other side, same thing. So first we're just gonna let that leg just kind of dangle, sort of like the can, right? But sit up nice and tall. You wanna resist that urge to lean over. And how do you do that? You use those core muscles. Pull the navel in, lift up through the pelvic floor. I'm gonna use my biceps to hold my arm, my leg here. Yeah. Nice. Okay, a little loosen the knee there, right? Okay, so here we go. Tuck it in to the crease of your knee and then lifting it up. Pull the heel in towards the seat, lift the knee up high, whatever feels good to you. You want to get that nice low back stretch here. Great stretch to be doing every single day. Knee to the ceiling, then press that low back forward, all right? So you find the tip of the sit bones. And breathe. All right, and let's just go out 4 times, out and in. And grab hold. And you can drop the foot to the ground if that feels better. And in. One more time. Out and in. All right, so here we go. We're going to go out to the side, drag it back in. Lift out to the side, drag it back in. Same arm motion we did, but now we added the leg. Again. 2 more. And last one. All right, so now I want you to back your feet up and come to the balls of your feet. So my toes, the balls of my feet, I think I would say are underneath my knees there just a little bit. And then pressing up and lower the heels down. Now the heels may not reach the ground, that's okay. But we wanna work on that flexibility in the toes. We're gonna need that when we stand up, when we come into our high lunge, right? So lifting the heels up as high as you can, and then lowering them down towards the ground as low as you can. Maybe they won't come to the ground. That's okay. Actually, I have 2 different heels. I find one goes down a lot easier than the other, but I do work at it. And 2 more. All right. All right, feet smack on the ground. Knees are right over top of your ankles. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Here's that forward fold. Tuck the chin, look back underneath, and then inhale, halfway rise, bringing the heart forward. I'm in that little baby back extension right here. Let's take the hands on the thighs. And then pull the heart forward as I claw back at my thigh muscles. Yeah. This is a little baby cobra. We want to get that stretch, that strengthen in the back. And then sit back, round the spine. Oops, get off my tail. And then release. Sit up nice and tall. Hands to the heart. We're going to stand up however you need to. Don't use your hands if you don't need them. Coming all the way up. All right. So let's just check in with the shoulders here now as we come into mountain pose. Heels underneath the sit bones. Tailbone drawing to the ground. Belly pulled in. Chest lifted. Now, let your hands just hang. And just notice your arms. Do the knuckles press forward? If they are, your shoulders are internally rotated. The back has gotten weak, and the back has gotten stretched, and the chest has gotten tight from this forward motion, which so much of what we do is that way, all right? So we're gonna work on a little external rotation in the shoulders. Now, my thumbs come forward, and that's probably it's pretty normal for me, pretty natural for me. They may or may not, but we're gonna make this work. So wherever you are, stick your thumbs out, okay? And we're gonna rotate those thumbs around, maybe 90 degrees, maybe 120 degrees, maybe 180 degrees. But as you do that, squeeze the shoulder blades in and let them draw down towards the tailbone. And then exhale. We're going to come back this way and maybe even slide down the upper body towards the thighs just a little bit. And then we're going to go again. Stick the thumbs out, rotate them around. Maybe the palms come to the front. Maybe the palms turn to the side. Take a breath. Fill the heart. Fill the lungs. Coming forward again. Just a little bend in the knees perhaps. You never want to lock out a joint, so I have a little micro bend in my knees. My tailbone's drawing to the ground, so I don't have this hyperextension in my low back. One more time. Lifting up. And release. All right. Come back to that neutral mountain pose for what works for you. Take a little rotation in the shoulders there so the shoulder heads draw towards the side walls. Maybe the palms begin to stretch forward. Little micro bend in my knees. Close your eyes, see how steady you are. Get near a wall or behind your chair if you need it. This should feel as peaceful as it is when you're seated. Let's take this deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Tuck the chin. Look towards the thigh muscles. We're going to halfway rise. As you come forward, let the heart move forward, and then circle sweep, coming all the way up. Deep breath. Reach to the ceiling, and then circle the wrist all the way down. Yeah. All right, a shake out. Grab a drink of water. Let's go around to the back of the chair. Sorry, my water is noisy today. Henry Drew. Okay. Downward facing dog before we do anything else. So hands lightly on the chair, stepping back to the chair. Turn that tailbone towards the back wall. In fact, let's just try this. Turn the tailbone up even a little bit more. Soften the knees as much as you need to. So we're going to tip the pelvis forward. Now, hollow the belly and then turn the tailbone down towards the ground. And then tip it forward, tip it, and then tuck the tailbone downward towards the ground. So I want you to imagine your tailbone has a long pencil on it, and you're going to draw a straight line up and down on the wall behind you. The line does not come down to the ground, and it doesn't go to the ceiling. It's just a small range of motion, but it's going up and down. You should feel a great stretch in the hamstrings and then a great stretch in the low back. Lovely. All right. Take the gaze over the chair. Take a little baby step into the chair. We'll take a couple of cat and cows before we really start. Eyes up, heart forward. Exhale, round the spine. One more time. Shoulder roll around, eyes up, heart forward. You want to see where you're going in the grocery store. And then exhale, round. All right, come back to that mountain pose. And we're going to step out to the right. I'm going to turn my right foot to the right wall and right diagonal here. And this is, we're going to sweep this arm out and then draw it right back in, lift to the heel. Again, if you need to support that right there as it comes back in, anything gives you trouble here, then don't do it. All right. Try to keep that arm lined up with the shoulder and out and back in. Two more. Here's the last one. Out and back in. Push both feet together. Reach to the ceiling. Little upward salute. And then release back down. We step out on the left foot. And we're going to take the right hand. left hand. Coming right back in. So we're very open here in the front. Coming right back in. Use the fingers underneath if you need to. But it's like you're smoothing out the world. All right? I think I've heard somebody call this round the world. Make paths straight, right? I come back, I'm going to lift my toe, but if that gives your heel trouble, don't do it. Two more. Last one. Pushing right back in, reach to the ceiling. This time step back so you don't hit your face. We're going to forward fold. Soften the knees, bend the elbows as much as you need to. I want you to tuck the chin, look to the thigh muscles, and then inhale. Here's that halfway rise. Now draw the shoulder blades together down your back, and we circle sweep. Keep the shoulders drawing back. Chair pose. Can you see your toes? I hope so. Deep breath in. And release back down. Step the feet out, turn that right toe to the right wall, and sink into that right knee. Bring it right over the ankle there. And then reaching. Now, come back to the front. Come back to, let's see, you're probably looking at your device. So what I want you to do is turn the whole body to the side wall, okay? Head over, heart over, pelvis here. Yeah. You've got your right foot forward, so you're going to turn to the right wall. Yeah. And then just turn the chin, just like we did in the beginning, without letting that left shoulder roll forward. Turning the chin. Reach the fingers far and wide until they almost tingle, or they do. All right, let's go into reverse. Reaching up. Use the chair if you'd like. Here's some options. Take the hand to the leg. Take the hand to your back right pocket. Reaching skyward. Keep that knee over the ankle. Don't let it straighten as we want to, I know. And then level this back off. We're going to slide forward, rest the wrist, let that left arm float skyward. Too much on the shoulder, use the chair, right? And breathe. The wrist over the elbow, over the shoulder if you can. When the bones line up, the works get easier. And should you find that strength in the torso and the legs, reach that right hand forward to me. All right, we're going to level this back out. Straighten that front leg, and now into triangle pose. So we're going to slide once again. I have a little micro bend on that leg, and I windmill the arms. Yeah, nice. Breathing deep. Now, using the chair if you'd like to, I invite you to turn your chin once again towards the ceiling, maybe towards the hand. Use the hand on the chair if that feels better to you. Press the hips towards the chair. Draw the shoulder back. All right, let's level this out into Warrior Two. Bend that front knee. Both hands find their way together, toes to the front, and hands back down. Take your hands on your hips. We'll take a little chest expansion. Tailbone to the ground. Hinge forward at the hips. Now, have the shoulders rounded. Keep them pressing together and drawing down the back. And lift back up. Go the other way. Turn that left toe, sink into that left knee. We slide that left hand off. Turn to the left wall. Get yourself set up. Head over, heart over pelvis here. You know what that feels like, right? Be careful this knee hasn't buckled in. Use the baby toe edge and press it into the mat there, into your floor there. Yeah. So feel that baby toe edge of your foot on the ground. And then just turn only the chin. Look forward to your device. Palm to the ceiling. Here's our reverse. Use the chair, the leg, your back left pocket. We windmill. Coming into that extended angle. Reach. Use the chair however you need to here. Turn the gaze if you can. Let the hips press a little more towards the chair. Squeeze those glutes. Let the shoulders draw back. We level this out. You're looking to the left wall here. Straighten that left knee. And here's when we come into triangle pose. So a little slide, a little windmill, a lot of joy. Moving through these postures with grace, with intention. Again, let the hips press forward, let the shoulders draw back. Use the chair if you need to. Turn the gaze if you can. We level this out. Put that knee right over the ankle, and then we're going to turn the toes to the front. I'm going to step back just a little bit from the chair. I've got my towel handy on the back of the chair. I'm turning my toes to the front. We're going to grab hold of this towel. This time what I want you to do is grab hold with the palms facing forward here, okay? You may find this easier than when we clasp our hands in the back. Let them lift away from the thigh muscles. Draw the tailbone to the ground and lift the heart. Great chest expansion. If you want to lean forward, that's fine. Soften your knees, but you don't even have to do that. You've let the shoulder blades come together and you're driving them down by the tailbone as you lift just the heart. Now keep that tailbone drawing down to the ground as well. And release. Let's put that back on the chair. Walk your feet in. Downward facing dog. Stepping back. Whatever movement you need here, exhale through the mouth if you do, move the tailbone, soften the knees, whatever feels good, and I bet there's some things that do. All right, bring your hands back to the thighs, reverse swan dive all the way back up. Deep breath in, exhale down. All right, so we're going to work on something else now, and I'm just going to invite you all to come out to the right side of your chair and put that right heel behind you. Okay, I'm going to turn this so you can see what I'm doing better, because we're going to change up the way the foot looks and the knee and everything. Okay, but stay right there like that. Let's see, what was I going to do? I was going to do it this way. Sorry. Okay, so first we have that heel in the ground, and you have hold of that chair on the side. Right heel in the ground. You have hold of that chair. Okay, now we're going to reach behind as if we've got this beach ball right here. Keep one hand on the chair if you need to, right? And then swing right back up, arms come up, and I want you to raise up on that back toe. Here's that flexibility in the toes. Come forward, drop the heel to the ground, squeeze that beach ball behind. And again, we swing right back up, roll up onto the ball of the foot. Coming down. Nice calf stretch right there. Shoulders are working. Nice toe flexion. All right. And right back down. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I'm going to maybe step back a little bit more, but I'm going to lift my back heel. And this is how we come into our high lunge, right? You have one arm up, maybe two arms if you can. This is a balancing posture. That back heel is up, right? Okay, from here, we're going to hinge forward, take the hands behind. Now, I'm going to suggest you put one hand on the chair as we do this, because we're going to come into this lunge position. And I want you to think about bringing this thigh muscle forward, reaching up, straight spine. Yep, fingertip to the knee, coming back. Now watch what happens to my heel. It stays up the whole time. It does not drop down. It's going to stay up. And back. Straighten that back leg. Coming up. Should you find this, take both hands. Should you find that balance to do this, lifting up and back. Lift up. One more time. Bring the hands to the heart. Hinge forward and hold. Keep one hand on the chair. I'm going to come to you right now, just like this. Okay. The right hand to the thigh, left hand to the chair. We're going to add this twist. Looking over to the left wall. Belly in, squeeze the inner thighs together. I won't ask for any more there. Nice work. Look back to the ground. Step that back foot in. Deep breath. Back to mountain pose. All right, so you've worked through that foot a bit now. Give it a little shake. Let's go the other side. All right, so you are on the left foot, right foot forward, left foot back today, and drop that heel into the ground. That front knee is bent just fine, okay? But getting a nice calf stretch here. And we're going to start with this lean forward here. Maybe both arms. You decide. And then as we rise back up, that front leg is going to straighten, and you're going to roll up onto the ball of the foot to give that toe flexion. Give it a good workout right there. Whatever feels good to you here. Rising back up. If you're in your shoes, it's possible still. It is better in the bare feet because you really need those toes for balance. And down. One more time. And down. Release. Okay. So now we're going to lift that back heel. I'm going to show you from the side. So from here, I have to kind of step my foot back a little bit more. It depends on your flexibility there. We're going to straighten that front leg and hinge forward at the hip. So we come into this high lunge. Reaching back. All right, here we go. You're going to bring that thigh muscle forward as you sink the knee. Exhale back. That heel stays over the ankle. Bring that thigh muscle forward as you sink the knee. And back. The only thing that's moving here is my knee. It's the only joint that's working here. I mean from the navel down. Reaching up. And down. Now, should you find balance, maybe we take both arms. Reaching up. Hold that beach ball behind. So not only is that knee lowering down, but that thigh muscle comes forward. Tailbone tucks underneath you. And down. All right, step that back foot forward. Deep breath. Exhale. Let's take a forward fold. Halfway rise. This time release into forward fold. Again, tuck your chin, look towards your knees. Hands on the thigh muscles, scoop the belly. Root to rise. Press through the feet. Roll the spine back up, shoulder rolls all the way around and down. And then just a little bicycle, Stairmaster. Helps sort of level out the brain after that, upside down. All right, use the chair. I just happen to, oh, it's right here. And again. All right. Okay, let's shake our legs out. I think we'll make our way back to the seat. Excuse the noise. We're going to keep this towel handy once again. And from this position, we're going to take our piriformis stretch. So lifting up on that leg once again, pull that knee up towards the ceiling, push that low back forward. If this is not part of your practice, if you've been told not to cross the midline, then you're going to want to just leave that foot on the ground. You can always just turn it out that way. That's just fine too. I'm going to cross this over. And then since we've worked our toes already, maybe give your feet a little bit of a massage there. In through the instep. That should feel good. All right, maybe even a little more flexion on your feet. Draw those toes back towards the knee because that's really how they have to stay anyhow. Okay, here we are in this stretch. Little gentle pressure, little external rotation of those thigh muscles there. Press that low back forward. If you are sitting back, I get it, I understand, but work at coming forward, sitting taller by pressing that low back forward. Nice. Breathing deep. Okay, now we're going to release this leg out in front and get this nice hamstring stretch. I have this handy, and you probably don't because I didn't say anything about that. But if you happen to have a chair or a stool handy, you'll get an even better stretch in this hamstring. You do have to get out to the edge of your seat, particularly if you have a seat that kind of sinks back in. You want to get up onto that lip right there. And then keeping this knee bent just slightly, let the heart come forward toward your toes, all right? Not to the knees, to the toes. You'll really feel this intense stretch. You can always drop the foot down to the ground if you have very tight hamstrings, and that's pretty common for sure. But letting that heart move forward. This is going to be a deep stretch, just like the piriformis stretch is, so I'm going to say, take some deep breaths. Use that long exhalation. One more. All right, pushing right back up to sitting. I'm going to get this ready for the next side. And then here we go with the piriformis stretch. So lift up underneath the knee in front. Lift that knee to the ceiling, to the shoulder. Press that low back forward, breathing deep. And here we go, we cross it over. Again, down on the ground is just fine. And on the ground for that hamstring stretch as well. I'm going to cross it over. Give that foot a little massage, all right? Particularly if you are in your bare feet. And that's always good to spend time in your bare feet. Okay, so then we're going to draw these toes back towards the knee. I'm going to use my hands and do that, so give them a little extra flexion there. And then hand on that thigh muscle right there, a little external rotation on that leg. Sit extremely tall. So if you are back here, I get it. Work at pressing that low back forward, forward, forward. Nice. Another breath. Let's extend this leg out. Now you have choices again, to the ground. Maybe you have a stool. Maybe you can find a chair quickly and get to it. Little micro bend in that leg is just fine. You're looking at your toes and your heart's going to move towards your toes, all right? It's not going to move to the knee. You want to keep that low back pressing forward. Let that heart move towards the toes. Breathing deep. There's another image I'd like to, and it's a rainbow arc that comes out of your toe, that's your heart, out of your heart, and lands on the opposite side of your toe. All right, so you have to keep that heart lifted, so that'll happen. And then, of course, never any pressure on the knee there. Just drawing forward. All right, coming back. This time, we're going to cross this leg all the way over. We're going to get one last twist in here and grab your towel behind your back. Okay, like we did before, I'm going to turn the palms to the back wall. Actually, on the right hand, I like to turn the palm forward, all right? Drawing my left knuckles over to the low back or maybe the hip, and then I'm going to swing this around and let it rest. Draw that shoulder back, and you may find you can get even a deeper twist. It's your choice here. But we want to get one last twist in. Work at that breath. Make it deeper. All right, let's come to the other side. Cross the other leg over. So I'm going to switch this. I'm going to turn my left palm to the front, my right palm to the back, and then I'm going to pull my right knuckles over to the low back or maybe the left hip. Swing that around. Now deepen that as you like. Maybe you can take those right knuckles around even closer towards the hip bone. Draw that shoulder back, turn the gaze, open your eyes wide. And pull in as much air as you can in this twisted spine. It's nice and tall. Shoulders back. All right, release, come back to the front. I venture to guess if you were in that posture and you were rounded over, you could not take a very deep breath in. So if you keep that posture good, and we've worked on the back today and the chest to get that good posture back, and the neck as well, you'll be able to take that deep breath in. Okay, sit on back to the back of the chair. Let that low back press into the chair if you have a nice comfy chair to do that in. And whatever feels good to you with your hands, find your Shavasana or seated meditation today. We're not laying down. Come to stillness, come to your breath. 4 nice, deep, full breaths. If you need more moments of this stillness, by all means, stay put. Stay there. If you have to move on for the rest of the day, I get it. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, bring the hands together at your heart. Acknowledge your beautiful practice that got you started for this day. Remembering a heart at peace shall give life to the whole body. Namaste, dear friends. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you here again next Wednesday.